In case you weren't aware, this is Purple Nerd Channel, a safe place for all those who geek out on all things Prince related. After completing the Rick James tour, which Prince was the opening act for, he went back to Minnesota, rented a new house, and installed his 16-track recorder in this house that he got from Warner Brothers, and dove headfirst into creating his next album. And he pretty much just disappeared into this home studio as he would create an entire song, writing it, producing it, and recording it, a lot of times all in a single day, which is why it only took him 1 month to create the entire album. He took these songs to Hollywood Sounds, where he would do final mix and add overdubs. He would actually go and credit the engineer of the album, which was himself, to the name Jamie Starr, a future alter ego of Prince. He did get some help from his touring bandmates Dr. Fink and Andre Simone, and newcomer Lisa Coleman, as well as future Times lead singer Morris Day. And I will break down these contributions individually as I go through the album. Dirty Mind was released October 8th, 1980, peaking at number 56 on Billboard's Top 200 and selling over 500,000 copies on its initial release. Although it undersold the previous album, this was his first album that had critical acclaim, as it was praised by many critics and getting great reviews in publications like Rolling Stone. 3 singles were released: Uptown, which peaked at number 5 on the R&B charts, Dirty Mind, which peaked at number 65 on the R&B charts, and Do It All Night, which was only released in the UK. He did release another single after this album called Gotta Stop Messin' About, which was actually a standalone single as it was not featured on the album, although it was recorded during the making of this album. That song unfortunately did not chart. Music videos were released for Uptown and Dirty Mind. Prince also performed the song Party Up on Saturday Night Live. Further promotion for this project came with the Dirty Mind tour, a very successful tour. This album is considered by many, including myself, as Prince's true debut album, where For You, he was learning how to produce; Prince, he was learning how to write songs; the Rick James tour, he was learning how to perform; and finally here on Dirty Mind, we get the official arrival of Prince. As I mentioned before, this album was recorded in a very short amount of time and on some really basic recording equipment, which plays well into the album's sound as it gives you a really dirty and raw demo-like quality to it, which this unfiltered sound works very well with the punk element that Prince adds to this album. Laugh at me if you will, but it's very similar to what Wu-Tang did with their first album, as they had really basic and terrible recording equipment, but it added to the rawness of the album. To better explain, let's go ahead and dive into this album. Dirty Mind opens up with a synth groove created by his touring bandmate, keyboardist Matt Fink. In the song, Prince unapologetically explains that he has a dirty mind, and maybe if you had one too, you would better understand him. Matt had come up with this groove during the rehearsals on the Rick James tour, and Prince paid attention to it, so much so that when he was working on this album, he called up Matt and said, "Hey, could you come over and play that one groove that you were working on?" So Matt went over to Prince's house, laid down the keyboard groove, and went on his way, only for Prince to come by his house the following morning with this song, Dirty Mind, completed, meaning that in the wee hours of the night, Prince not only wrote an entire song, but also recorded the vocals and add all the instruments to it. When You Were Mine is kind of a creepy love song, as Prince is talking about a woman he loves that is now with another man, and he basically doesn't mind, even making weird mentions about them all three sleeping together. There is a theory out there that he's imagining this whole thing and that he has never been with this woman, and he's watching another couple and he's imagining himself with them. Cyndi Lauper would cover this song on her 1983 debut album, She's So Unusual. Do It All Night is a straightforward tale of Prince at a club. He's on one side of the club. He sees an attractive woman on the other side of the club, and the song is about him working his way all across the club until he gets to her, turning other people down and passing people up, only to let her know that, hey, now that I'm here, I want to do it all night with you. Got a Broken Heart Again is a song that Prince actually started working on in 1977 in one of the home studios he worked in. He took this basic demo and reworked it for this album. It's a very sad ballad about a woman he lost to another man. The song, though, ends with a very weird sound at the very end of the track. Is it a gunshot and he actually killed himself on the song? Is it a door slamming that somehow got left on the final cut of the song? Or, as someone had mentioned to me, is it a cord being unplugged from an amp, which again, why was that left in the final mix? Uptown is a song created by a bass line that Andre Simone had come up with. The song tells a story of Prince meeting a woman who confronts him very not so nicely about his sexuality, only for in the end of the song he ends up sleeping with her. The song talks about a mystical, mythological place called Uptown, a place where everybody can do whatever they want and truly be free. Uptown was actually a real place in Minneapolis, which was like a high-end fashion district, very similar to Calhoun Square, which was also in Minneapolis. Head is a song about Prince meeting a woman who is literally on her way to get married, stopping her and convincing her to fool around with him one more time, and once they complete their act, he gives her the open invitation that if you ever want any more of this, you know where I'm at. The song is based on a former girlfriend of Prince's that he dated in 1978 named Darlene, who was in fact engaged to be married to another man. This song introduces us to Lisa Coleman, the newest addition to Prince's touring band. She replaced Gail Chapman on keyboards as Gail was getting more and more uncomfortable with the sexually explicit nature of his songs and the touring shows that they would do. And performing the lyrics to this song was the final nail in the coffin for her. And then we have the song Sister. And if you thought Head was too vulgar, welcome to a song about incest. And no, it's not metaphorically, it is literal. This is a song about incest. It's a song about Prince's older sister pimping him out to all his friends and him learning how to do all these acts by having sex with her first. Strangely enough, his actual sister, Tika Nelson, sued him for this song, not because of what the song was about, but because she allegedly wrote the song. Really? This song? Party Up, an anti-draft, anti-war anthem, seems a little out of place and behind the times coming out in 1980, as the draft was gone and Vietnam was over. Which makes me think that Prince wrote this song a long time ago, and it took him to 1980 to find the right music to put the lyrics to. And speaking of the music, the groove of this song was actually written by his childhood friend and drummer Morris Day. He really wanted to use the song, so what he did was he offered Morris a deal. He said, look, I'll give you $10,000 for the song, or I'll get you a record deal. Morris went ahead and passed on the money and took the record deal, which led to him being the lead singer of Prince's band, The Time. Thank you for joining me on the channel. Please like and share this video as much as possible, and as always, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you on the next episode where I talk about an artist that put their solo career aside to help Prince out with these first 3 albums. And until that next episode, I wish you heaven.